Alright, so we have a nice generic sinusoidal wave here. I don't say if it's sine or cosine, because when we talk about domain, range, amplitude, and period, sine and cosine waves have the same domain, range, amplitude, and period. That's why we have sinusoidal waves, not sinusoidal and cosinusoidal waves. Now, with sinusoidal waves, the domain, it keeps going on. It's like a line. It starts at negative infinity and it ends at negative infinity. So the way that we would actually write the domain in interval notation is we're going to go negative infinity to infinity. And notice I used the curved parentheses here because we can't touch infinity, so we're not going to use the included bracket, which is the square bracket, because you can never touch infinity. The range of a sinusoidal wave, when you're talking about a parent function, is really your y values. You're going to be looking at a y value at your minimum and maximum. What's really nice about this with sinusoidal waves, because it's based off the unit circle with a radius of 1, its maximum is 1 and its minimum is negative 1. So your max is 1 right here, your minimum is negative 1, making your actual range from negative 1 to 1. And notice this time I use the square brackets for interval notation because it actually touches 1 and negative 1. Now with this nice generic wave, we can even talk about amplitude. Amplitude is nothing more than what is the actual height from the center of the wave to the top of the wave. This height right here. Or simply this height right here between the center down to the minimum. Well, because this was 1 and this is negative 1, and negative is only the direction, the actual distance is actually 1. Therefore, the amplitude is actually just 1 for any sine or cosine parent function. Conveniently, this is based off the unit circle. When y'all did fettuccine, the unit circle only has a radius of 1 and the amplitude is only 1. Now, period, what it means by period is how long does it take for the wave to start to repeat, to start being the same again? Well, if you look on this one here, we start here, it's on the x-axis and it's increasing. So we're going to find the next spot where it's touching the x-axis and it's increasing. And that's actually right here. Right here, because it's based on the unit circle, is going to be 2 pi, which is 1 full revolution around the circle, or 1 period for the sine wave. When you talk about the unit circle, it's one full revolution, which is 2 pi, or 360 degrees. When you talk about waves, instead of saying revolutions, you say period. And it's 2 pi for the period, or if you are doing it in degrees, it's a period of 360 degrees. Generally speaking, though, period is done in radians. So you would actually write the period as 2 pi.